Hey, we're live. There we go.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
We got there in the end. I don't know why Safari even bloody exists, because nothing works on it.
Yeah, you're on Safari,
weren't you?
Safari. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Obviously, last week was a mental week. Auntie Liz hasn't been feeling too well, have you?
No, we were supposed to be live last night, but I was just on my deathbed, wasn't I?
You feeling better today?
No, not really, but I've slapped some makeup on.
She looks better today.
Yeah, I'm just going to fake it. Probably hear it in my voice.
Yeah, you sound terrible.
All right, thank you. Talk to people.
How are we doing, guys? So I have about 4 weeks now until the Strongman Classic at the Royal Albert Hall. So all guns blazing for that. You've had some exciting news.
Yeah, I've had a busy week. It's a shame I've been so ill. I haven't been able to enjoy it. But I've quit my job, which is pretty crazy, isn't it? This is something we've been planning for quite some time. But yeah, I officially handed in my notice today. So I was an auditor for Tesco, so like in their finance department. And it's a bit scary, isn't it? Because when you were competing, that was like our sort of safety net and our bread and butter. But I'm going to be working with you full time, aren't I? So
is full time working for Brand Big Loz.
Brand Big Loz,
and which means hopefully the YouTube stuff will get better and better. When we look back at our first videos, it's quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, no, it's not funny. It's horrendous. We started off with a phone, didn't it?
Yes.
Just recording everything on a phone, and then we got this like skinny little tripod thing, and we thought we were the bee's knees, didn't we? Because we had a tiny remote control, like, oh look, we can stop and start the recording. But like nothing was edited, so yay, thank you guys, very excited. But it's a bit scary, isn't it? Even though we knew this was
scary. Obviously this is kind of what we wanted you to be able to do. And obviously thanks to you guys supporting the channel and, you know, helping us grow, it's meant that Liz has been able to do that. I still focus on my online coaching and, you know, other things that I do as well. I've got a small gym, Strongman. I still have a couple of sponsors that I do things for. So we're pretty busy with a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it's just enjoyable to be involved in the sport that I've loved for 20 years now.
Yeah.
Well, I've been competing nearly 18 years competing, and I've loved the sport since I was a little kid, watching the likes of
40 years then.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it's been great. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I just posted up a picture on Instagram of, basically it was 2 years ago today that I had my Achilles fixed, surgery on it. And it's been an interesting couple of years, going from very, very low points to, you know, after my last World's Strongest Man, I was in quite a bad mental place, wasn't I? And felt pretty useless. And then having to change my sort of direction on what I was focused on.
Yeah. It was really good for you, though. Like, once you found that sort of renewed purpose almost, you were like a changed man. It's like you were that hungry athlete again. Just
in a different way.
For something else.
It gave me a new focus. And as much as I'm looking forward to this one last competition, and I mean, people keep asking me, is it going to be one competition or is it going to be? I think it is just going to be the one.
You're dying, aren't you?
Yeah, it's mentally, I'm there. I want to sort of do it. I want to compete. I saw World's Strongest Man last week, kind of just gave me a buzz. And but my body cannot take it. Yeah. I'm fighting through pain constantly when I'm training at the moment. But I am looking forward to one last big show, giving it my all. And then focusing fully on, you know, developing younger athletes, building Strongman up as much as I can, and obviously building our YouTube and, you know, other businesses that we're focused on.
James Ryan, speaking of your athletes, of your clients, who sends the best training clips?
James Ryan.
Is he the one with the cropped ones?
Yes, like amazingly cropped. Did I show you?
Yeah, you did. You did.
So there you go.
Yeah, if I've seen it.
If Auntie Liz has seen it, then
it's very
you know
impressive.
you're doing a good job. Literally, no faff beforehand. It's absolutely perfect.
And someone asked as well, what do I use to edit the videos? I use Final Cut Pro. I started, because we've always used Macs. So I started on iMovie, but there's only so much you can really do. All you can really do is sort of trim the ends, add some text where you don't really want it, and then sort of maybe chuck something in front of or behind it.
Who's been impressed with Liz's skills to go from auditor for a big supermarket chain to, I think you've done a great job.
Oh, thank you. You're very sweet. I still look at my work and think, oh, this is terrible. But I think I'm comparing myself to professionals. David, thank you, David. Hey, Loz and Liz. Loz, thank you for turning me on to Cerberus. My belts helped me out a lot in my job and in training. Broke 100 kilos on my barbell squat.
Fantastic, David. That's awesome. And if anyone else wants lifting equipment from Cerberus, go check them out. They are awesome. And you can use my code, which is Warrior, which I think gets you 15% off or 10%?
It's 15% off with the Cerberus code. Can you say hi to my Mrs. Louise? She's not paying attention to Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz. Also, when you're heading back up to see the Spice Boys. Louise!
Hi!
Yoo-hoo.
Should be watching. Hi, Louise!
Don't look at me, Louise. I have a cold.
When are we heading back up to the Stockmans?
We're going to hopefully see them when we go up in August, aren't we?
Yeah,
so we're already going up.
We've got a trip to Scotland planned in August, and if we can, and our schedules allow, because they're going to be real busy as well, but if they have the time, then we'd love to meet up. We've spoken to both of them, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Yeah. Oh, this is such a nice pace compared to last week, isn't it? This is lovely. And that's what we wanted to do. We said, like, now all the sort of World's Strongest Man fans have gone, it sort of leaves our people and we can sit and just have like a relaxed conversation with you guys. Liz is Romark. Yeah, there we go. Romark, I'm coming for you. I could probably do with spending some time from someone like Romark. Hi, Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz. Hope you're both well. Thanks, Knights of...
Thank you.
Sort of whatever it says when it sort of comes, fades away. Joe, can't wait to see you at the Strongman Classic. Got tickets not long now. Thanks, Joe.
Who else is going to the Strongman Classic? I'm absolutely, so looking forward to it.
Let's hope Boris doesn't ruin anything.
Well, I spoke to Colin the other day, and we might see Colin on the front of the news if Boris ruins anything.
Assassinating the Prime Minister. Don't like calling her Auntie Liz. Much prefer Mistress Liz. Girl, snarl, snarl. Oh my. Easy tiger.
Mistress Liz.
I know. I've got that sort of sexy, gravelly voice today. So
what do you reckon, guys? Auntie Liz or Mistress Liz?
Mistress Liz. How obscene. I'm definitely more auntie than I am mistress. Go on, you read some. I'm going to Europe. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Someone said, have we watched Brian's thoughts on World's Strongest Man? I haven't seen
I haven't
it yet.
caught up on anything yet.
I spoke to Brian earlier, actually.
Did
he
you?
Messaged me, which was cool. And we are hoping to be able to go over for the Shaw Classic. At the moment, the main issue is travel. So potentially we won't be able to go if things don't improve. But we're hopeful that we can sort something out and get out there.
How would Lasher do against Strongman? Thanks, Campbell.
Lasher would be I think with a little bit of transitional phase to really focus on training. I think he's probably one of the few guys from different sports that could transition into Strongman really, really well. Great. Olympic lifters, they're great athletes.
Yeah.
They have that explosive power. They can move well, and they tend to transition much better than, say, like a bench press specialist or like a bodybuilder type, even like powerlifters. I mean, there's been some great powerlifters come over, but I think Lasher would do very, very well. He's just a natural athlete. Yeah.
Give a shout out to Crofty.
Hey, Crofty.
How proud were you when Tom won Worlds?
Oh, massively proud.
We just screamed to it. Oh, God, the amount of screenshots that were on people's stories. It was like this. It was horrendous. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I'm supposed to be sharing these, but I want to delete them and burn them all.
No, it was so good to see Tom win.
It was. Well, we didn't see it, but
no, obviously.
It was so good to hear him win. Watch the numbers come up.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. Do you know what? Last year, I wasn't looking forward to watching last year, and that's nothing to do with Novikov or anything like that. I think he was brilliant, but the fact that half of it was inside and it was just a bit shit.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be. I mean, when you look how close the final was this year for various different spots, I think it's going to be awesome to watch. And I think most of us as hardcore fans would happily watch. I'd watch like a live stream, and then I'd still watch Christmas anyway.
I'd pay to watch a crap live version of it, and then I'd watch the production at Christmas, definitely. Joe, thank you, Joe. Uncle Loz, any tips for people who get intimidated by going to the gym, basically just embarrassed by my inability to lift much weight?
I think insecurity and things like that is something you've kind of suffered with before going to the gym. Like,
get me out of here.
I think a lot of people think when they go to the gym that everyone's going to be looking at them. the reality is most people are so obsessed with themselves, they never really notice what's going on with anything else. The most important thing is to just go and do your thing. Don't like ego lift. That's normally when people are going to kind of point at someone and say, oh, look at him. If you're just getting on and focusing on your training, no one really cares.
No.
And so the hardest thing, I guess, for a lot of people is just that first step into the gym.
Yeah.
If you find a good environment, and there's lots of gyms, obviously, you know, I've been lucky to train in some really good ones that are really friendly. And I think once you get in there, you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But it is just getting that,
being
brave enough to take that first step. I mean, I'm someone that I don't care how strong someone is. All I care is that they put effort in. So I train.
That's why you don't like me.
All I care about with like a training partner is effort. How strong they are. I'm happy to strip the weights down for someone. And, you know, it really doesn't bother me how strong someone is.
Yeah.
I just don't like seeing like laziness in the gym.
Yeah, fair enough. Jamie, I've got meet and greet tickets for the Classic. Can I call dibs on meeting you guys?
Of course you can.
Boris, I'm watching you. Don't you dare.
Definitely, Jamie.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
come and say hi. Definitely for sure. It'll be. I'm looking forward to meeting, you know, so many of you guys. If you're going to make it to the Strongman Classic, if you go to some of the other shows, we will hopefully be at those as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Just I'm looking forward to one last competition.
One last hoorah.
Yeah. It's been difficult. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I don't want to sort of sit here and say I'm going there to win, because that I'd be lying to start with. You know, I am literally going there and I'm trying to get within 90% of my best.
Yeah.
And if I can get within 90% of my best, I will at least look like I belong.
Yeah. You're not going to be.
That's important for me.
Yeah.
You know, to look like I deserve to be there, because I don't want to be taking up the space of someone more deserving.
No.
But I'm very grateful for Giants Live for giving me the opportunity to compete. And I do think I can do okay. You know, I'd love to say I could win and be challenging for titles like I was 5 or 10 years ago. But my body is...
some miles on the clock now, isn't there?
It just hurts. I wish it didn't. I really do. I need to get some good treatment.
Forzo, thank you. I told my friend he should try farmers. He sent me an article that referenced a Guinness World Record held by some Laurence Shahlaei guy.
Yeah, there's
still
I do hold that world record still. Zadrunas and Lissis have both tried to beat it and failed.
Yeah, under official sort of conditions.
Under that was on the actual Guinness World Record show. Yeah.
Did you set it, or were you beating someone else's record when you did it?
So I beat someone else's record. Well, it's actually myself, Zadrunas, and another strongman from the Ukraine. Can't remember the guy's name actually off the top of my head. But, yeah, I set the record, and then I beat the record second time that I tried.
Okay.
And it's an interesting one. It's a 20-meter distance with a 5-meter running start.
Yeah, because you actually did it in like 6 seconds.
I did it in 6.73 seconds,
which is freakishly quick.
So it was actually a 25-meter course.
Yeah,
but they only timed from the 20 meters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did it against Zadrunas and kicked his ass.
I'm not sure I could do that with empty-handed.
6.73 seconds is pretty quick.
It's really quick. It's really
I wish I could move that fast now.
Elpress Cat, thank you. If there was a world's strongest duo championship, what duo can beat Thor/Brian? Ooh, Glenn did have his team comps, didn't he? Which were always fun.
The team comps were fun.
Give an ultimate duo that could beat Thor versus Brian. Eddie Zadrunas. I think Eddie Zadrunas, both prime, would be stronger, but I think Thor and Brian would be better strongmen.
Yeah, I think Zadrunas Marius.
Oh, yes.
That'd be a good pair.
Yeah.
I think maybe give Tom Stoltman a year or two and see if he keeps developing. That guy's going to be...
Mateus as well.
Yes.
He can come back healthy.
Mateus, if he can get himself fit and healthy.
Him and Tom combined. Imagine that. You want to go up against them, would you?
There we go. That'd be a good video, combining like different strongmen to make our ultimate strongman.
Make a Frankenstein strongman. Where are we? At least we can keep on top of the super chats this time and just like
last
actually
week it was nuts, wasn't it?
Oh, we kept missing so many. I was like dying. It was a nightmare. Just a small thank you for covering the World's Strongest Man 2021 and for all you do. Love the videos. Looking forward to new content. Best of luck. Cheers from Slovenia. Thank you. What's that? Clement.
Thank you.
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Yes.
We are terrible at our pronunciations, aren't we?
Apparently, I just can't read. Congrats on quitting your job, Liz. You must be very excited. Thank you.
She
I am
is.
excited.
Connor Toms
Nervous,
said,
excited.
what about stem cell treatment? If any doctors are willing to fund that for me, then
if any doctors are watching and want to experiment on Loz, then
that's some expensive treatment, Connor.
Then you'd be well up for that, wouldn't you? Apparently, you can get it cheap in South America.
Can you?
Yeah, that's where all the strongmen are going to get it done. There you go. How did you get into the zone? Oh, how do you get into the zone for lifting? That's nights of.
If you watch me in my prime, I used to beat myself with a stick. I used to try and what I was trying to do is recreate that fight or flight sensation.
Yeah,
you kind of like you're on edge, and you kind of it's like a nervous energy. I used to be quite
by attacking yourself.
Yeah, I used to sort of. I was a lot more aggressive back then. I think I've lost that a little bit, which probably is because of some of the injuries, and now it's almost I'm scared to push to that. Like literally, I would just push to the absolute limit before. Whereas I guess mentally, it's harder to push to like that. But yeah, I used to have a stick. I'd beat myself with it. I used to pace around like a complete nut job. It used to work though. Didn't it?
Oh yeah, you're like a rhino.
A lot of people thought I was a really aggressive person.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're so gentle and softly spoken.
It was literally like 5 minutes before I get myself psyched up, I do the event, and then I calm down and I was okay again. And it was, try and go through that process. But yeah, away from strongman, I've always been pretty laid back, haven't I?
Yeah, you have. Senek, thank you, Senek. Do you have an opinion on Mark
Ripto?
I was saying another name for me to butcher. Ripto, the starting strength method. What differences or similarities do you use in your own athletes programming?
I think it's a good method of training. It's very simple. I like simple. I think when training for anything, if you want to be really good at something, you have to excel in those certain skills. So I'm not a fan of overcomplicated training programs. So anything simple, particularly for beginner to intermediate level, I think works really, really well. But there is no one training program out there that is perfect. You can have the absolute best written training program, but if your technique is poor, if you're not applying the right amount of effort, then it really means nothing.
Not using the right amount of weight.
Well, yeah, but you've got to kind of have all these elements put together to get the best out of a training program. So when I train people, when I do one-to-one training or online training, I expect all my clients to send me training videos so I can monitor, obviously, technique. I can see how weights are moving, which helps me with future planning of programs and stuff. Whereas if someone sort of just gets on with a program, it's harder to make progress because you don't know how they're lifting the weights, what their technique's like, where they're going right, where they're going wrong. So there's more than just the program that's important when you're trying to progress.
Ibis Khan, would 2011 Brian have won World's Strongest Man 2021?
Good question. He would have had a good chance.
I mean, I think the only place like Brian lost significant points was on the the Titans turntable. Do you think 2011 Brian would have been better at that?
I think 2011 Brian was a better deadlifter.
Yes.
Potentially a better presser as well. I think it would have been close still.
Yeah.
Like Brian, even at his prime on stones, was never as good as Tom. When you compare over the last...
Just speed over the runs,
Tom is the best stone lifter there's ever been.
Yeah.
Brian was the best stone lifter.
Yeah.
Brian is not at his best anymore.
No.
And Brian did amazing.
And
absolutely amazing to come second in the world. Like Brian, Terry, Zadrunas, myself, none of us will ever be our best again, which is a hard thing to admit.
Yeah.
I've sort of accepted it. Brian still believes he can get to his best. And as amazing as he did this year, World's Strongest Man, coming second and not that far behind Tom, I still don't believe Brian is at his best. When you look at what he's done before in terms of his best deadlift, his best overhead press, his best stone performance, his best throws, he's just a fraction off. He's still amazing. He's like 90-95%. But that 5% makes a difference at that level.
It does. What does that say? Can you read that?
Really done.
Really done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Doug. Oh, now look what's happened. Congrats on giving your notice, Liz and Loz. I can't wait to see you back in competition. You guys are great.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Thank
That's
you.
a much easier name to pronounce.
Yeah, I can cope with Doug. And Pete. What a lovely name, Pete.
Pete Rogers.
Trained with Gav Bilton after seeing your video with him. Now I have the bug. Is 47 a crazy age to consider competing if you aren't Mark Felix?
Not at all. You know, this is something that people can, when I say I'm past it,
yeah,
you have to remember I've put 20 years into the sport and I competed at the top level, and I'm happy to start a different sport and just be the best that I can be. So I think in terms of strongman, you're not going to be winning world's strongest man if you start at 47.
No,
but there's no reason to not enjoy it and get better and progress and have fun doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love lots of sports, and I'm going to compete in many things and challenge myself. It's just because I've been at such a level in strongman, it's hard for me mentally to be anything less than my best.
Yeah,
and that's the hard thing when you think of the injuries that I've had. But yeah, I think now there's over 40 classes. There's talk of over 50 classes. There's more and more opportunities for people to just do the sport as a sociable hobby and enjoy it.
Mark didn't start until he was 37, did he?
Mark started at 37, yeah.
Camel. Hi, Auntie Liz and Uncle Loz. I dream of meeting you both one day. Loz, you're my idol.
Thank you so much. We hope to meet you one day.
T-Bale. Now that World's Strongest Man is over, is the Shaw Classic the next top level event? And if so, who will take that title? Do you feel it can be as competitive as World's Strongest Man?
I think the next big event is the Strongman Classic. Particularly when you look at the lineup, I think there's going to be some changes due to injuries.
I don't think Americans get that on TV over there. I think that's why people don't talk about the Giants live shows as much. Do you guys get it on TV?
I don't think they do. I think
no.
Right.
Please let us know. Yeah, because they're amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Proper arena shows, packed arenas as well.
Yeah.
Really.
I think in terms of competitions in the States, the Shaw Classic and then the Rogue Invitational, they're going to be two huge shows this year.
Yeah. I think Brian's going to have the best lineup, though, because he's got so many athletes.
I think so. But we were talking to Tom the other day, and Tom's not sure he can go because his sister's getting married.
Yeah,
so that's a shame.
Clashing with his sister's wedding. So Tom Stoltman's sister, please postpone. I'm sure you've had to do it many times already. Please, just one more time. We need the Stoltman brothers at the Shaw Classic. Do you agree? Would you do it? Would you postpone your wedding? I would.
When I was competing?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters. I'm sure you'll still marry me in another month.
To be fair.
No, look, they don't get it. No.
That's a shame.
If you go onto I say go on to, you have to sign up, but on the official Strongman website, I think it's like $9.99, but they do have, like, you can watch back a lot of the old shows they have on there. So, like, if you just pay 1 month and then go through and watch everything that they've got,
we need to get a way of getting all the Strongman shows in one place.
Yeah, definitely. But
it's difficult because there's so many different promoters in Strongman, so they're all doing their own thing. We'd need like a big company to buy everyone out, buy all their content, and then put it onto some kind of streaming network.
It's crazy. Look, we don't get any international strongman shows here in Iceland. It's absolutely crazy. Mental, isn't it?
I know in Iceland that Magnus Ver is running the Magnus Ver Classic this year.
Yeah,
that should be cool. Really cool. And we are hoping to be over there for that.
When is that?
I think it's in August.
Is that?
I need to check the diary.
You really do. I think, because it's travel restrictions, isn't it? You've got to be double jabbed to get in Iceland.
Yeah.
You do. I've been looking.
I am double jabbed.
Yeah. You've got your COVID passport.
You're just one jab at the moment.
I've just probably got the COVID virus. The Loz Strongman Network. There we go.
Croft. Hi, Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz. I'm 60 next month and I love Strongman for years, but I still push myself in the gym. We'll come have a training session with you and Auntie Liz. Auntie Liz, you be back into training?
I am. Do you know what, guys? I have signed up with I've signed up with a coach to take over my life because I have to be accountable to someone. And Loz is no good because he loves me and he's too nice to me. And I
just don't think coaching
my
a partner is the.
Should also be my coach. No. So I've signed up.
And to be fair, you're not trying to train to be a strong woman or a powerlifter. You just want to get in shape.
I just want to look good. So I have signed up with Charlie Garforth, who I worked with briefly in 2015. But even in that brief time, learning everything that I learned, I lost 17 kilos. And I wasn't fat before that. I wasn't like fat, was I?
No.
maybe like a bit soft. But anyway, I'm a bit soft right now as well. So I am back on it. I prepped my meals today.
You've done food prep and everything. You're back in the gym tomorrow?
Yeah, back in the gym, but I've got to try and do 10,000 steps a day, and I don't know where the hell I'm going to fit them in. I'm going to be like,
how many steps do you average a day?
2,000 to 3,000 steps is my normal daily average. So if any of you guys have any tips on how I can just easily boost that whilst working on a laptop, that would be great. Hey, Loz, how do you recover after a bad session? Failed every lift last Saturday.
That's sad to hear that you had a bad session, but everyone has bad sessions. Like literally everyone. I was talking to Tom Stoltman about this. He had bad sessions leading up to World's Strongest Man. I've spoken to, obviously most of the top guys I'm good friends with.
Had a bad session.
We all have them.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world at all. There could be a number of reasons that you have a bad session. Either firstly, your planning of your numbers is possibly wrong. But if that's not the case, what was your nutrition like? What was your sleep like? What's your stress levels been like? What's your hydration levels been like? All these little things have an impact.
Did you do too many steps?
And, if you can answer, to all of those, said you've done everything perfectly, then there's probably something wrong with in terms of the planning of the training. Otherwise, if one of those was off, it could just be a bad day. Literally everyone has them. We're humans. I've had sessions where I just not firing today.
Yeah.
And there's normally a reason for it. Come back the next week and I'm absolutely fine. So don't stress about a bad session. Get out the gym, go home, rest, make sure you eat well, make sure you sleep well, come back, and I'm sure you're going to smash your next session.
Here you go, my block's Strongest Man. Apparently it's the 24th, 25th of July, the Magnus Fair.
I think originally it was supposed to be that, but I think he's changed it.
He's changed it to August.
Yes, I think he had to change it for a few reasons because of date clashes once events started changing around again.
Okay, so maybe we're not 100% certain on the finalised
but I will find out for sure. We'll do a video on the Strongman, on the Magnus Classic.
Phil's Fitness. Hi, Loz. You may not remember, but sometime last year, you replied to an Instagram message I sent with some advice about a carpool event I was doing. Thank you for your time and for everything you do.
You're very welcome, Phil. I try and reply to as many people as I can. It's not always
You get
possible.
a lot of messages, don't you?
I don't see a lot
I don't
of
get that many, and I don't reply to anyone.
Obviously, my clients are who I focus on replying to first, and then if I have time, I try and reply to other people. But
yeah, you're very good at replying.
Better than Auntie Liz.
I'm very good at leaving people on red. Brian, thank you so much for the content. I purposely avoided all the spreadsheet updates here in USA to hear it from you. May have peaked in the final day.
Thank you so much, Brian.
We definitely peaked, didn't we? And since then, I've just been on a massive come down, crying in bed. And no, I haven't been that bad.
Try and read some of these.
Yeah, go on. Everybody remember to like this stream. Thanks, my block.
Magnus Ver said the Magnus Ver Classic will be the
9th to the 12th of September.
I think that sounds more like what I remembered.
That would be better because I'll be double jabbed by then, so I can come.
That is kind of closer to what I think I remember him saying.
We've got to get those COVID passports, haven't we?
When is your next jab?
Early mid-August. I'm too young and healthy to be double jabbed before then. It's a pecking order in the UK, isn't there? Loz got in early.
Jack got in before me.
I know. Shocking.
Jack, my training partner, was 22 at the time.
He got in first.
This is.
I know it. Naughty Liz highlighted this. LOL, bad woman. What did I highlight?
I'm not sure now.
I don't know. What were we talking about?
You highlight too many things.
I do.
My block's Strongest Man. I was looking forward to seeing Steve Schmidt compete at Magnus's comp. But he's got injured. That's a shame.
Melissa.
Injuries are a pain in strongman.
Injuries are a bitch. Melissa had spreadsheet withdrawals the day after World's Strongest Man. I think we all did. I think I was still refreshing it for a couple of days afterwards. I was still going on to it. I was like, what am I doing? It's not going to move.
It's still the same.
It's just you get into these little habits, don't you? It's like when you get really engrossed in a series and then it ends. You're like, what did I used to do with my life before this series started? It's just that sudden gaping hole.
Liz, you had great strongman knowledge. You have great strongman knowledge. Did you have an interest in strongman before you met me?
No. Loz forced me to watch.
Gunpoint.
Yeah, gunpoint. No, I didn't. I couldn't really have told you anything about strongman other than I might have been able to name like Jeff Cakes and some really obvious ones like that. But you've got like a stack of DVDs. You've still got it, haven't you? Every single group
every
stage
single
and final.
World's Strongest Man. I've got loads of old strongman competitions.
Yeah. And he was like, right, we need to get you caught up. So it kind of started from there, didn't it? And then, yeah.
It's sad, isn't it?
It is a bit sad. But most of what I've learned is actually, sorry, I spat at you then. Most of what I've learned is from doing the research from a lot of the videos that we've made about like different winners and all these kinds of things. So
I'd say your knowledge is probably better than mine now.
I think I've got like an aptitude for remembering dates and names and places and stuff like that. So, but you know more than me, you know, I've just got better recall.
Best wishes to Rob Kearney.
Yeah, Rob
I am
Kearney.
talking to Rob tomorrow. So we are having a chat with Rob. We'll hopefully be up Wednesday. Will you be able to, maybe Wednesday or Thursday? We should be able to see.
Yeah.
But I spoke to Rob the other day. He's coming on for a chat. So yeah, he's an amazing guy, going through obviously a tough time, but he's taking it in stride.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, he's been very public about it. He was diagnosed with testicular cancer, wasn't he? So he's already been operated on and everything like that. So I just
thought like him and me talking about it would be good for, you know, blokes were a bit funny about these kind of things.
Like talking about your balls.
Yeah. So, you know, two of the strongest men on the planet talking about it. It's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm sure you're more familiar with your balls than most people are. Bloody leave them alone.
What are you saying, woman?
It's like your comfort toy, isn't it? Liz, would you ever try a strong woman comp?
Just going to send her back to work.
No. No, I wouldn't do a strong woman competition. I'm not naturally strong. I think I'd have to work so hard at getting to a fairly shit level. I just don't think it'd be worth it. I'd rather look good, to be honest. Yeah. And I know strong women can look absolutely amazing, but I have a very small frame, don't I? Under my softness, I'm just teeny tiny. I'm miniature.
You're not built
you guys
for strength.
will see soon. Once it all Liz calling Loz out. Sorry, Loz, I don't mean to embarrass you. But this is why people join us, isn't it?
This is what it's all about now.
Yeah.
Liz farting and me playing with my balls.
Look, here we go. Video title, Talking Bollocks. Perfect.
Amazing.
Talking Bollocks with Rob Kearney.
I think we've got to go with that.
I'll double check that Rob's happy. I'm sure he will be. Liz, please, I petition you don't mention Big Z well-built aesthetics on his Instagram. Oh, I'm never talking about Big Z's Instagram again. But Big Z puts out like basically porn, doesn't he?
Soft porn.
Soft porn. Soft porn. And then, you know, all those bastards went and tagged me in that post as well. Liz Shahlaei sent me here. I was like, no. Stop. What did you think of the World's Strongest Man this year, Loz?
I actually thought it was really good. I was thoroughly entertained. Looking forward to seeing it. I think just looked like a really exciting competition this year. You know, there's so many great athletes and just battles in almost every group. The final was just unbelievable. Yeah,
it was amazing. I mean, we haven't seen it, but I could tell it was amazing. Yeah. You can just see from the results coming through.
Oh, yeah, it was just absolutely crazy.
Plus, you've got like the best spreadsheet refresh buddy, haven't you, in me? And I've got the best one in you. Yeah. And then we had you guys as well. It was like a big party, wasn't it?
It was awesome.
It was actually really fun. Like, how boring would it be sitting at home, not discussing it with anyone and just refreshing the spreadsheet? I think we had a good thing going. I think we should do it for all competitions going forward. Loz, who do you think is the best quality suppliers of gym equipment in the UK?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
You bought a lot of ATX.
Yeah, ATX are really good. There's so many. You know, there's a lot of good equipment out there. I wouldn't like to say a best.
It depends on your budget massively, though, doesn't it? It varies so much.
What kind of equipment you want. I mean, for me, that some of the most important things are a good, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a good rack.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
The types of bars that I use are more important for me than certain machines. My brother and myself have a small gym, and we used a lot of ATX kit, which is all built really, really well. Nice quality finish to it, sturdy. But there's loads of like Rogue's equipment's really good.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many good bits of kit out there.
Depends what you want and how much you want to spend, I guess. Adam, thank you, Adam. Do you think Big Z will do well at the Shore Classic with the fact he hasn't competed in a while? I must say I'm looking forward to him competing again.
I think we're all looking forward to seeing Z compete, just because it's Z.
Yeah.
I don't believe for 1 minute we're ever going to see the big Z. The dominant force that he was.
Yeah.
But again, he's capable of getting to that sort of 80-90% of his best, which still is not a bad strongman.
Yeah.
But I don't expect to see Zydrunas winning contests like that.
Thing is as well, it's like they get to say that's their best and they get to there, but also the competition moves on as well, doesn't it? So it still might put them sort of middle of the pack or something.
Yeah, it's hard to have that break and come back and be the best.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so hard to keep pushing your body to that kind of level, and it's I think Zydrunas is 45 or 46 now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
And been doing it longer than anyone. Yeah. He's been doing strongman longer than Mark Felix.
Yeah, a lot longer. He was basically a child, wasn't he, when he started?
Yeah, I think he started in the gym when he was like 13. He's been doing strongman since he was about 16, I think.
Yeah.
So he's just been doing it forever.
4 decades, I think it works out at, doesn't it? Someone asked if you were impressed with Kevin Ferris.
Massively. Kevin's a fantastic athlete. Competed with Kevin in 2018 North American Open, and he was awesome there. And then he was in my group at Worlds when I injured myself, and he's just gone on to get better and better. Better
each time. It's just unfortunate group that he had. I thought he was going to make it out of that group, but it was
a really tough group.
It was so close. Craig, as always, thanks for being my shoulder training debuting. So glad the channel is blowing up. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you. Thanks to you guys, it's getting bigger. We really appreciate all the support.
Yeah, thanks for just coming back to us, even like through our iffier stages, didn't we? When it was like, I look back and I'm like, why is it so dark? And then I look back at some thumbnails and I think, God, it's a wonder anyone clicked on those. They were terrible, but we grow, don't we?
We need a better live camera. We're not using our
We
main
do.
camera
We need
right
it.
now.
We just stream straight through YouTube. It's a bit lazy. I'm just scared how I might look in full HD. And there's nothing I can do about it because it's straight out there. Talking buttons, balls, and racks. Oh my, I know. Honestly, we're going to get demonetized at some point. Oh dear, it's shocking.
It is shocking. Are you looking forward to starting your training?
No, I'm looking forward to the results, and that's all I need.
For those that have kind of just tuned in, Liz is starting a training program tomorrow. You just decided you wanted to get in shape, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was that what you
So no, I contacted one of the best coaches I know, and he's very good as well.
It just made me laugh when he's in a training program. Liz has gone from no training whatsoever. When was the last time you trained?
About 3 months ago.
Yeah, to right, you're going to train 5 days a week
and do 10,000 sets as well. I was like, Charlie, mate, come on. 4 days. No, we're going to have 4 days, 4 days a week, but one of them's a cardio day, I believe. So it's not going to be too bad. It's going to be fine. It's going to be a complete overhaul of my life, though, a totally different routine. So, but I am looking forward to it. Look, I'm even wearing a Fitbit. I got a Fitbit. I bought a massive 2-litre water bottle somewhere. I bought a training log. I'm taking it all very seriously. I know you can't just throw money at these problems. I know I have to do all the hard work, but I've done it before. And you know what I'm like? Once I'm motivated, I'm like,
you're good. Once you're in the right
machine.
frame of mind,
yeah.
Liz is very good at sticking to.
It's just getting to that right frame of mind, isn't it? But
you feel you're there.
Yeah. I'm raring to go. Yeah.
Good stuff.
There we go.
Someone said predictions for Britain's strongest man. Well, Britain's isn't for a while. So it's hard
to October.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's hard to sort of predict something that far off, just because.
Exciting though, isn't it? Jesus.
It is. It is going to be exciting, but I think there's so many comps to happen before then.
Yeah.
I think we'll lose a few contenders.
I think we will as well.
I think Luke Richardson has said that he might not compete for the rest of the year.
Oh, really?
Which is a big name out of it.
That's very smart.
I think it's very smart of him
to properly allow himself. I'm very difficult. At that age, I think, when you're just so keen.
I think if he does that, that's a really good decision on his part.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be pressure to have him competing because he's such a big name in the sport now. But yeah, I think from what I've heard, he's going to have the year off to focus on recovering and getting himself 100%.
Who's this? Jiminy Crickets. I love that name so much. This is your conscience back from vacation. Look what happens when I leave you alone.
That's Mike.
At this rate, how is it? We're certainly headed to a whale's belly. I was like, your Mike. I did wonder why he'd suddenly abandoned us. Hi, Mike.
He's been on vacation.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got to get back in the gym though.
That must be
lazy.
Nice. Someone said my pug can't breathe. God, it's been a bit worrying. What do you think of the Shaw Classic?
I think it's great. I really enjoyed it last year, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Brian is really trying to do from speaking to the athletes, which obviously is very important for me that they get looked after well. Every single one of them really enjoyed being there. This year, there's hopefully going to be fans there. I think Brian will do a good job of making sure everyone watching enjoys it. So certainly looks like it's progressing. And I liked watching it last year. I thought it was good events, and the only thing it needs is me doing the commentary.
It's hopefully the plan. It's just going to be whether or not you can get there.
Hey, Martin.
Any insight on the Rogue Invitational events? We had an athletes list confirmed, but I think, where was I reading it? I think it was Barbend, where they said it's going to be quite the spectacle. So Rogue are making a lot of their own equipment for this event, quite similar to the Wheel of Pain and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be quite visually spectacular. There might have been an update. I think that was a while ago. But
we've kind of been so focused on Worlds. And then you've had the last week we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, I've just been ill.
You've been ill as well.
It's because I didn't sleep when Worlds was on, basically, and it's all caught up with me now. So
poor Auntie Liz.
I know.
We all feel for you. Don't worry.
Everyone smash Loz's button. You'll never hear the end of that. It's so gross. And it's so cool that everyone gets some cash. Yeah, the Shaw Classic.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that there could be any competitions, high level ones now, where people don't earn money.
But there are.
Yeah. It's not good, is it? Not good at all.
Some of these ones.
Ooh, when's the Liz in beard and bold cap talking to Loz? That's going to be at 100,000 subscribers. So we're going to have a talking strongman with Laurence Shahlaei special.
Was it 13,000 off?
Yeah, we're about 13,000 off. So if you are here, if you're always here and you're not subscribed, please do. If you don't have an account, create one so you can subscribe.
Like, share and subscribe to the channel.
You're just a machine. No, create an account.
Liz is much better at this than me. I hate asking people to do stuff like that.
Do what you like.
Do what you like. But if you do want to support us, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, and then you get to see me in a beard, so that would be fun for you all. Pretending to be Loz while interviewing Loz. It's going to be great. Craig, Loz, I'm using the sled, push, pull, and yoke for my cardio 3 times a week. As a pro trainer, what's your opinion? I hate normal cardio.
I hate normal cardio too. I think a prowler or kind of a sled is a great bit of training. It's a great training tool to get your heart rate up. There's so much that you can do with it. Yoke, if you're going light enough, is great. You don't want to go too heavy because it'll start to really take it out of you. I like doing kind of a lot of short burst stuff between my training sets. So, for instance, if I was deadlifting or squatting, just doing like 20 calories on a watt bike or kind of on the ski erg or rower, something like that.
Yeah.
I look at her like she knows what I'm talking about.
Like, why are you talking to me?
Clueless.
Talk to him.
Yeah. But cardio is all about just getting your heart rate up. So there's so many different ways of doing that. And if you pick things that you enjoy, it's going to be easier than, say, just going on a treadmill and going for a walk or just going on a bike. You know, that gets a bit boring. So keep it fun, keep it varied, and just get that heart rate up.
Liz, will you be sharing any of your training and diet? My wife wants to get back training. Yeah, I've definitely shared my journey. I think I did an announcement on my Instagram because, as Charlie says, and now I do everything that Charlie says, people that diet and try and get in shape in secret, it just gives you that way out. It's
and now everyone on here knows what you're doing. Exactly.
So, but it's good. It's good for me. I need that kick up the arse sometimes. We need a spreadsheet of how Liz's training is going. Listen, the spreadsheet. Refresh, she did another set. God, what desperate times.
You're going to do you're going to document some of it, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll be on the channel.
Liz is now fully part of the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's left her job to commit 100%. So she has to be.
Mad.
She's more entertaining than me. So
yeah. Wow.
You don't have a filter, right?
No, I don't. I get myself into trouble. But it's so much easier for you to have someone to bounce off of, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can't be easy to sit there talking on your own. I think I'd be all right at it, but I know it's hard for you.
Do you know how many times we do videos and she'll take the mickey out of me if I mess up, but the amount of times she messes up now is just brilliant.
I just want it just right.
And if you go back and look, there's kind of blooper videos of me on the channel. She hasn't done one since she's been in front of the camera.
I did one. I'm on a blooper somewhere. I messed up.
Who wants to see Liz's bloopers?
No one's perfect. I should start adding bloopers to the end of each of our videos. I've started including them, like when I swore talking about Maxine beating Brian, like that was officially a blooper.
People
I thought,
picked up on that.
Do you know what? I'm just leaving it in.
Liz swearing. How dare you?
I love when Loz laughs, his eyes disappear. Your head goes back, you just turn into a beard. She really left a job. I really left my job. Yeah. Crazy, eh? So I'm going to be, I just read that and I nearly said I'm going to be farting. Liz farting would get 1 million. I'm going to be working full-time with Loz. So Loz you have your coaching, don't you?
Yeah.
We have our social media stuff, sending you places, managing you in general, merchandise, but also we've got a new coaching thing coming too that we're working on with you and Coach H.
Coach H.
Yeah. So that's in the pipeline.
Lots of things we're working on right now. And then hopefully once travel gets better, we can just get out there and
it'd be so much easier to make more content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loz, opinions on car carry at World's Strongest Man.
I love the car carry. It's just a great event. Visually, it looks cool. It's challenging. And I was good at it, so I kind of like it. But yeah, I think the car carry it's a fun event to watch. Let's
see Liz's bloopers and Loz's rack. I agree. Blunt Liz. I am blunt.
She's very blunt.
I am. But I think
it keeps me grounded.
Yeah, but no, I think it's good to be honest.
We're both pretty blunt. To be honest,
are, yeah.
Especially the better we know someone.
Oh God, we've become quite brutal, to be honest. Maybe that's why we don't have any real friends. It's just you guys. You accept us.
At least people know where we stand, or where they stand with us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not fake people, are we? Are you? Did you ever go up against Tom in competition? You did.
Yes, I've been against Tom loads of times in competition. I've been lucky enough to do the stones against Tom.
You got it wrong the other day on your Talking Strongman. The first time you competed against him was in 2016 at the Ultimate Strongman World Championships in December 2016, not at UK Strongest Man.
There you go.
So yeah.
Well, I've competed against Tom a number of times, but he just watching his development's been really cool.
Yeah,
and as a older guy that potentially he looked up to at one point, and I've beaten Tom many times, but to see him progress has just been so cool, and obviously getting that title, it was just brilliant.
Yeah. Someone said answer me, but I don't know what the question was. Sorry. The
question is gone. Stephen.
Yeah, sorry, Stephen. Loz had the world record. You did in the car walk, didn't you?
I did. It's only just got beat by Kiliashkovsky in Manchester. Was it Manchester?
Yeah, it was in Manchester.
Do you know what? I have the best head-to-head record out of anyone against Kiliashkovsky on the yoke or car walk.
Yeah?
Yep.
There you go. Can we see the Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz Strongman show? I'm not the right person. I'm not. I'm the right personality, but I don't have the right knowledge. You remember the Strongman show that you and Marcus used to do together?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought they were talking about...
No. So, but Marcus... He's really in touch with all the sort of, upcoming talent and everything, whereas I'm just not. I only really know
his focus is more on the top level.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to bring that kind of side to it. I think are you in talks with someone about joining you?
Potentially.
Yeah,
potentially. It just depends. We've got so much content planned. It would be nice to have a regular show. It's just whether we can kind of commit to it, really.
Yeah.
I don't want to start it again and then stop it. That was kind of the main concern. I'd rather, if we're going to do it, I want it to be a weekly thing that we can continually do, and you guys know to expect it.
Yeah, with a bit of a routine to it.
But we do want to we're looking to try and hopefully post a video a day.
Yeah,
essentially is kind of what we're going to be aiming for.
It should get easier later in the year when there's more competitions on. That's Stephen. He's back. Tom has a torn hamstring.
Yes, Tom has a slight tear to his hamstring. It's nothing serious. he'll be fine in a few weeks or so.
Jiminy Crickets, I totally agree about the accountability of aspect of having a trainer. It's even better when you wake up to things like, what the heck are you doing? Or just do the plan. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully Charlie's nicer to me than Loz is to you. But you know, the scariest thing is I have to send him photos of my body. So there's no hiding it though, is there? Like you can't say, oh, I've been an angel.
And you've got to you've got to make sure you do it in the same way all the time.
Yeah. So like Loz can't take photos and we have to prop it up so it's always the same angle.
You tell me off if I took photos. I'm glad I'm not taking the photos.
You take the worst photos of me though. Like it's like you go out of your way to take a bad picture. I don't know how you manage it.
All the guys know.
The anti-photographer. Felix is father time. Felix is
awesome.
Felix is a god among men. And I love that everyone's picked up now that we have an official Felix theme tune. It's just some angelic harp type music. Oh. Wonder how Mateus is doing. Apparently he's got a YouTube video coming out as well. I don't know if it's out yet.
I saw he was doing some truck pushing the other day. He said he's training hard. So yeah, good to see him back on the wagon, and hopefully we'll see him compete at some point this year.
Oh, there's a moth. Attacked. Did you see that? Laura was saying about the Strongman show, do it as a series, so it's a set number of episodes. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You could do it like in sort of 4 weekly chunks or something, couldn't you? A bit more manageable. Well done, Laura.
My block strongest man.
What's he saying?
Thoughts about which competitors are most likely to be healthy and joining you at the Strongman Classic? Ooh, good question. Who's going to be at the Strongman Classic? I think both Stoltmans will be there.
Yeah. Novikov's back. So we still don't know about international travel for athletes coming over for this, because right now we have this system in the UK of a traffic light system, green, amber, red. People coming from amber or red countries are expected to quarantine. I mean, red, it would just be a complete no-go because they have to have an enforced hotel quarantine. So we still don't 100% know what that's going to look like for the athletes coming, do we?
It's really frustrating.
And it must be so scary for Colin and Darren, like trying to organise this.
It's crap for the athletes. Like even for like myself, it's hard to motivate yourself to not know 100% if something's going to happen or not. Because when you're training for a competition, you try and peak at a certain time. And I've had this issue with a lot of my other clients at the moment where their contests are being changed last minute. A number of them actually recently, they're supposed to be competing this weekend coming.
Yeah.
And it's now been changed to the first weekend in August. And, when you're trying to get people to peak at a certain event and be the best, it's a difficult thing to do when you've got to keep changing things.
Someone's asking me if I'm okay. I sound like I've got a cold. I've got a stinking cold, a horrible cold. He's really unsympathetic. I've been up since 2 a.m.
You get man flu. Like, Liz is a proper bloke when she's ill.
Yeah. I get iller than you, though. I do. It hits me harder.
You're just weaker.
I am. Well, maybe I am, but the main thing is I'm suffering. Will there be a live stream or TV coverage?
Yes.
Yes.
Official Strongman are going to be live streaming it. I had Official Strongman recording, doing some filming down at the gym, and they said that they will be doing a live stream. There
you go. So that'll be on the Official Strongman website. They do a very good live stream as well, don't they? Obviously, it's Strongman, so there's going to be some dead air time and stuff in the middle, but they do a good job. David.
Thank you, David. Hey, Loz, I'm sorry if this is a stupid question, but how much time should you devote to training your core for Strongman? Personally, I do 2 sessions a week, or I train the core twice a week. You don't need to kind of go overkill on it. I try and focus on things like pull-off presses, planks, isometric type movements that are going to get you kind of stable with weights. I don't do so many sort of crunching movements or sit-ups. It's not about having a six-pack. It's about having a strong, stable midsection that can support you when you're squatting, when you're pressing, when you're carrying big, heavy, implements. So movements like that are ideal, but you don't need to train it more than twice a week.
Can you briefly talk about how you peak for a contest?
Yeah, I mean, peaking for a contest is understanding where your capabilities lie to start with. You kind of work backwards from a competition. So for me, normally 8 to 16 weeks of a build-up is ideal.
What's the heaviest you'll go to in terms of percentages in the gym?
Depends on the competition. So something really heavy, like when I trained for the Arnolds, I didn't go to comp weight.
No.
Even when I did the really heavy yoke wuss, I didn't go to comp weight.
Yeah.
I focused on building up the weight each week. Normally, if you look at, weightlifters, powerlifters, they shouldn't be maxing out in the gym. They should be trying to peak towards a competition. So normally for me, my last heavy deadlift would be about 2 to 3 weeks before a comp. Something like an overhead, maybe 10 days before a competition. But essentially, if I get a 12-week block, that's kind of good for me. I work in 3 4-week phases, and it's like a rolling block. So I'll go like build up to a heavy weight, then I back off, build up a heavier again, back off, build up heavier again, then deload, and hopefully be as fresh as possible for contest.
Fresh as a daisy's
bum. The difficult thing with strongman is there's more variation because of the events that you could be having, whereas a powerlifting competition is much easier to peak for because all you're trying to do is do a 1 rep max. Whereas in strongman, you could be doing an event for speed, you could be doing an event for distance, you could be doing an event for repetitions, you could be doing something for max. There's just a lot more variation, so it's a little bit more complicated, but essentially you're trying to make sure you peak at a certain event or date.
No brief answers here. Grizzly's core is full. Full. Grizzly's whole body is his core. Grizzly is the final form of man.
We've got some Grizzly fans here.
Everyone's a Grizzly fan.
I'm a Grizzly fan.
You're mocked. Hi, Loz and Liz. Do you think the concept of the team competition will be interesting, like World's Strongest Nation and Ultimate Strongman doubles?
So there is already strongman team competitions, and I really enjoy them. I've competed with Terry Hollins twice at the Ultimate Strongman Team Championships. We came second twice.
Yeah,
couldn't quite get the title.
Always the bridesmaid.
I know, but team competitions in general are a lot more fun. There seems to be a bit less pressure. You kind of tend to enjoy it a bit more and just kind of put on a performance for the crowd.
Yeah.
I've done 4-man team competitions before in the Ukraine. They are interesting as well, but I like the team comps. They're enjoyable. I like the idea of like the men and the women sort of mixing in teams with different weight classes as well. So countries with lots of different classes as a nation competing, say the US versus the UK or wherever. You know, bring your best heavyweight men, heavyweight female, lighter weight man, lighter weight female, etc., and figure out a way of getting it to be a team show.
So lots of people seem to have just joined us. Say hello, Lozzie.
Hello, everybody.
So what have we been talking about? I have a cold. And we've just been catching up with you guys, haven't we?
Just having a nice chat.
Yeah, just having.
We were supposed to do this last night, but Liz was dying.
I was too ill. I was like, "Go on without me, Lozzie." He's like, "I can't read."
I need you.
I need you. Help me. I know. I wouldn't want to do this on my own. It'd be quite stressful. Stressful enough with you. Hello from South Africa.
Thank you, Rongo King.
Oh, is it?
No.
Oh, right. I thought King Keen. Good day. Have you ever injured your back or spine?
Yes.
I
have. I slipped a disc
a
few years back. Not a fun experience, and it was a difficult injury to recover from. But as I said, like so many people get an injury and they give up. I just figure out a way to come back from injuries. If you kind of really want to do something, you find a way. So it's about learning when you do get injured. Try and learn as much as you can. Get the right people around you. I'm very lucky that I've got some good chiropractic people, physios, supportive wife, supportive mother, brother. You know, so I'm lucky with the people around me.
Hope you feel better soon, Liz. Thank you, Eric. I'm fine. It's just the excitement of Worlds last year. It's all. I think my body just became overwhelmed. Go on, what are you laughing
Loz injured everything.
Loz injured everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything, but
character building. You know, what didn't you injure?
I don't want to say, just in case.
Rubits. Yeah. Oh, right. Because
I don't want to
you don't want to jinx it. What's the smallest strongman weight division you know of?
I've seen under 75 kilo men's classes and under 63 kilo women's classes.
Does Liz hit you with a stick to get you motivated? I've never hit you.
She beats me. She beats me behind the camera. She's a real bully.
Some husband and wife teams do that.
I've seen some of the wives that slap them.
Kim gives Graham a good slap, doesn't she? But I've never. You've always
I'm not really
been
like
hitting yourself.
Yeah. I've got a real good friend of mine, Dave Beattie. He's a former powerlifting world champion.
Loz has his button too. Swedish Viking, behave.
And I did a powerlifting comp, and Dave slapped me around the face once. He's got these little kind of wooden-like hands, and I just laughed.
Like a little mannequin or something.
It just made me laugh more than kind of get focused.
I've given you the ear rub, haven't I?
Yeah, like the Benny Magnuson ear rub. That's pretty good.
I tend to stay away from you in those few minutes before you go up because I know that you need that moment. Yeah. So it depends. Everyone's different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Howdy from Utah. What is the worst or most awkward fan interaction you have had? P.S. We love you, Auntie Liz. Feel better. Thank you. Possible pilot deviation. What's the worst fan interaction you've had?
I was with my brother in an airport.
Oh, yeah.
And I think my brother Harry had gone to get a drink, and this fan had come up to me. And he was, he's being respectful. He was kind of, being nice, saying, "It's great to meet you. You're an inspiration." I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah. And
then Harry kind of walks over. He's come back from the shop with a drink for us both. And this guy just turns to Harry and goes, "Who are you?" Like this guy was like, I belonged to him at that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone else?
How dare you come and try and wait in on this? I think the worst ones for me are when people want me involved somehow. And when we've been chased, do you remember we were chased through the outlet village and outside McDonald's? Do you remember that man came running?
Yeah.
And when the children make a scene as well, that's the worst one.
Well, our children.
Yeah, our children, where they're like, when they were younger, I mean, they're very polite children, but kids will only wait for so long and they don't really know why they're waiting. So they're like, "We can go. Who is this person?" And we're like, "Oh, God, sorry."
I think I was in a queue in a service station once. And we're just kind of queuing up for some food, and this woman just threw her baby at me.
Yeah, that was a
like,
funny one.
"Oh, can you have a photo with my baby?"
Yeah.
So I had the photo, and then they left, and the guy just next to us, he's like, "What the hell is that all about?" Clearly didn't have a clue who I was.
And that's the funny thing, because Strongman's so niche. People
either they know you or they don't.
Really know who you are or they don't. Yeah. Could Mike Jenkins have been one of the greats?
Without question. Mike was unbelievably good. He was just getting better and better, and
huge loss.
Amazing athlete. Yeah, he would have been one of the greats for sure.
Yeah, bless him. He won the Arnolds, didn't he?
He did.
Jeff, thank you, Jeff. Finally made a live chat. Love the channel. Good luck with the Strongman Classic. We're glad you were able to join us, Jeff. Just because we go on for such a long time. Liz, what do you think of Loz's chances at the Royal Albert Hall? Are you worried? I am always worried. I've spent the last 10 years being worried, but
I think you're probably more laid back than you used to be, because
yeah, probably. I know it's not like, oh, he has to do really well at this because it's leading on to this. So yeah, I think I'll always worry about you because I care about you and I want it to go well for you. I think his chances. I think I'm hoping personally for him that he can make top 5. So yeah, and I think that lineup and everything that you've been through, I think top 5 would be brilliant.
If I get top 5, I'll be over the moon.
Exactly. So we're hoping for top 5. There we go. On behalf of all the weird words, I apologize. Possible pilot deviation. That's fine. Don't worry.
Well, I love meeting the fans. Like 90%, well, 99.9% of them are all awesome.
Oh, I remember another funny. Do you remember we were at a competition a couple of years ago? So obviously outside of competition, there's tons of fans. So he gets mobbed, and it was quite early. We'd gone out to try and get some food, and we were in a Greg's.
Was that a Britain's?
Yeah, maybe. And I panicked because fans were starting to flood in, and I accidentally threw my yum-yums across the Greg's. Do you remember? And it was only this little Greg's, wasn't it? And there was like, "Oh, my yum-yums." I just caused such a scene with these stupid flipping yum-yums. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "Lozzie, let's go. Come on." Yeah. But you were being mobbed, and it was just awful.
You're going to get mobbed now.
Oh God, please never mob me. I will just die. I will die. I'll always be polite to people.
If you guys are at a comp, please come and annoy Liz.
No, I have had
Be
people
nice.
come and ask
Be
for
nice to her.
photos and stuff, and like I will. I don't mind, but you know, just let me take the picture. Let me check it before you leave.
Send it to her so she can edit it before you post
pop a filter on. That would be great. All the UK people, or non-UK people, like, what are Greggs and Yum Yums? I know Greggs is like a pastry shop, isn't it? They sell sandwiches and cakes and stuff. And a Yum Yum is like a pastry sort of twist. It's sweet and it's yummy. so there you go. But mine were flying across the floor. It'd be nice. I'll be nice to Liz and annoy Loz. Thank you.
Fair enough.
That would be nice.
Yeah. To be fair, I think both of us are pretty friendly when we meet people.
Always.
Yeah.
I
There's one time
I've ever been rude to anyone in my life.
Someone kind of was complaining about me online. They basically tried to get me to sign an autograph for them while I was going out to do an event.
Yeah.
And I was so focused on trying to do the event.
Yeah.
And they started giving me a lot of shit online.
Yeah, they were like, oh, he's supposed to be this nice guy, but he wouldn't even do this for
asking
me.
a football player to sign something while he's on the pitch? That's kind of what it was like. When the guys are kind of going towards their events, you've got to be respectful of them. But most of the guys are great with the fans. And I think, I know Mark Felix is unbelievable. Iron Bibby's great meeting people. I've always enjoyed meeting everyone. It's because we come from when there was nothing involved in Strongman. It's just nice.
No, you do.
Nice that some people appreciate what we do.
Someone cares. Let me go and see them. Liz, would you predict against Loz? Yes, I would.
We never predict on favorites.
No, otherwise Mark Felix would be winning everything.
So there you go. Who's going to win the Giants Live Strongman Classic?
It's going to depend who ends up left in it, to be honest.
The original lineup is awesome.
Yeah.
Literally, like Novikov, JF Caron, both Stoltmans, Adam Bishop.
Yeah.
But
as you know, we've already got to replace Terry and Luke.
Evan Singleton.
Yeah.
Terry and Luke were down. I think obviously both of them tearing their biceps won't be able to make it.
Need to know if any travel restrictions are going to hinder any of the guys coming over. So
I think Big Gav Bilton's doing it.
That'd be good. That'd be good for Gav. He looks the part. It's a shame he shaved his moustache.
Yeah, he's got.
He needs to be in like a leopard print sort of leotard, doesn't he?
That would be amazing.
On a ball with his
Gav, if you're watching, make it happen.
Yes, please, Gav. I'm assuming that's the only reason.
So I love my block strongest man. His money's on me for the Hercules hold. My money, I'm competing, is on Mark Felix.
Mine too.
I told you, I don't go on favourites. I go on what I think is going to happen. And as much as I would love to beat Mark at that event, I don't think that's going to happen.
What does Liz believe is Loz's favourite food? And is Liz correct? Loz's favourite foods are steak, like a really nicely cooked steak, and then his Persian food, like his gormazavzi and his kebabs and stuff like that. Yeah,
she is correct.
Yeah. I should know.
You should.
We've been together a while, haven't we?
Yeah.
Stash murderer.
Odie was great. Odie was great. I totally agree. Wannabe melon.
What? Oh, you agreeing with Wannabe melon? Right, should we start wrapping up so I can go and cough and blow my nose and be disgusting like I'm dying to be? I'm holding it in, but I'm gonna just like crumble into a mess.
Anything we need to kind of keep people updated with what's coming up?
Auntie Liz's favorite food, also steak. To be honest, I love steak.
She likes Italian food as well, like pasta and stuff like that.
But steak, really rare steak as well. I don't know, it's still screaming when I put my fork in. Sorry, vegetarians.
Moy, thank you so much, Alex.
In memoriam of Gav's moustache.
Excellent.
Gav the sausage Bilton. Right, we are going to love you guys and leave you. Yes?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to read a couple of comments.
I can see you're reading.
Yeah, no, we've got lots of content planned.
Yes, we will get some videos up this week now.
And the next one we will have is I'm doing a talk with Rob Kearney. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll be training on Wednesday, so we'll get that up as well.
Yeah, you'll be training Wednesday.
Yeah, God help us all.
Yeah, we've got lots of competitions to talk about coming up, so including the Strongman Classic.
Excellent.
Right, guys, have an awesome evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to like the channel.
Your button.
Subscribe, like my button. And
yeah, subscribe. 100,000. We got a special treat coming up. 100,000.
Get us to that 100,000, guys. We really appreciate the support. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.